Well, for some reason, we're having a lot of problems. It like locked up 2 or 3 times. I was going like, oh no, are we even gonna be able to have the show? So I don't know what happened. And I noticed that it did take the restream a long, long time before it actually showed that the show was being produced out. So I still haven't has anybody checked to see if it's up on YouTube.
Yep,
It's on YouTube.
Okay. That's the main one I'm concerned with. So if that's good, yep, it's up on YouTube. And
So
actually, we're on Twitch too. So we should be on Facebook. So, but good evening and welcome to Let's Talk Shop with Russ. We got a pretty exciting, subject tonight. Somebody decided they're going to take a trash compactor and make a swimming pool out of it. So I think that's pretty doggone cool. I think one of the best ones I liked, I like a lot of your videos, don't get me wrong. The windmill with the shovels, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool also. But we have Ryan Maker Deloach 238, isn't it?
Yes, Maker 238.
Maker 238. Yeah, he's going to be on and he's going to talk about his how he's building a swimming pool. So I think that's going to be pretty cool. Trying.
I think he's doing a great job.
I'm getting pretty good.
Hit that bell up there, and that'll notify you when I am live or have posted a video. Don't forget to hit the bell up there. That's one of the things you need to do. Don't forget to hit and subscribe. I would love to have you subscribe to my channel. So subscribe. And also, give me a thumbs up if you wouldn't mind. I appreciate those thumbs ups. I like them. It lets me know that you like what I'm doing. And if you don't like what I'm doing, just get the heck out.
Do it anyway. Do it anyway.
So
do it anyway.
Do it.
Let me talk about my wonderful sponsors, and they are Devobal Technologies for web design, development, hosting. Visit devobal.com. FastCap, innovative products for the professional woodworker. Go to fastcap.com. Rockler, 60 years of woodworking. Create with confidence. Visit rockler.com. Bearwood Supply Company, your best choice for hard-to-find woodworking supplies. Go to bearwood.com. Klingspor, the sanding specialist. Woodworkingshop.com. And Seiko, the scroll saw specialist. Seiko.com. So those are my sponsors. So let's get right into it because my wife's not feeling well. And so I'm going to be, the show's going to only go for about an hour. And then right after, I'm going to go inside. So let's get started with Brenda. Tell us where we can find you.
Thanks, Russ. I'm Brenda G. Brenda G's Designs. You'll find me all over the internet if you look for Brenda G's Designs. I have a Facebook page. I have a Facebook group. I have a YouTube channel. On the YouTube channel, I have a bunch of craft videos and some comedy videos. And I do a live stream every Thursday night with a feller named Matt Hawes of All Things YouTube and Awesome Wood Things. And I don't know, about 50 other channels he won't admit to. And so if you want to have some fun with us, come over there at 7 o'clock on Thursday evenings at Brenda G's Designs and have some shenanigans that I usually do a giveaway on the show too.
Sounds great. Jim.
Hey, Jim from Bashir's from Driveway Workshop. Looking forward to finding out what Mr. Eclectic Ryan is doing. Now, man, it seems like he's got different things going on all the time. And tonight's snarky and smart aleck comments are brought to you by Voodoo Ranger IPA.
That's a delicious one.
Yeah.
Cool. Mr. Paul.
Paul Corliss from Paul's Messy Workshop. You can find me on YouTube, on Instagram. And what I want to know if Ryan is going to make a swimming pool out of a trash compactor. When he finds out that he should have kept the trash compactor, what's he going to make one of those out of?
Yeah, for real.
Good point. Good point. Good thought of that.
Very good point. Chris.
Hey gang, Chris here from the Old Cranky Workshop on Facebook and YouTube, and hope you all saw the video that finally got put out. So, and we had a couple more in the works, and the video worked. I sold 4 of those silly birds. So
Awesome.
now
You sold 4?
Sold 4. I got to make them now. So
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty good. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Not bad at all. So.
Yep. Mr. Al.
Howdy. Al Forte, Odessa Woodworking and Maker Shop, Kilroy 79763. all over the place. I mean, that's it right there. And I'm trying to figure out why the picture looks better locally than on Twitch or on YouTube. But anyway, I think it's the camera. Anyway, I stream 2 p.m. Sunday. Been working on a retro arcade cabinet, and maybe throughout the summer we'll be streaming even more. I've got a YouTube channel, Odessa Woodworking Maker Shop, and also a Facebook page, Odessa Woodworking. Anyway, great to be here and great to have the man himself.
Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna try to watch you again tomorrow. So, just real quick before we get to Ryan, I want to go through and see. Let's see who all we have here that's out there. Aussie Man's out there. Aussie Man, Steve C is out there.
Steve Carmichael.
Is that Steve Carmichael? Okay, I wasn't quite sure.
I wasn't sure either.
Yeah. And Aussie Man says, "Hey Russ, I sent you an email last week. Did you get it?" Obviously not. So you might want to resend it.
It was regarding the topic that you were talking about calling folks.
Okay. Okay. Oh,
That's me.
now I know what you're talking about since you mentioned that. And yes, I did get that email. Yes, I did get that email and read it. It was like Tuesday or Wednesday because I wasn't feeling good Monday, but I did read it. And yes, thank you very much. That was a heartfelt email that you sent me. And yes, it did. It kind of bothers me sometimes. I don't always say that, but it kind of bothers you sometimes. And and that's what I try to tell people. There's phones on both ends. In other words, don't be
Every
the one
time
that
I try and call you, you don't answer.
you did call me the other day and I didn't answer. I did see that. So
I did text him this morning, and he did answer, Paul. I got to say that much.
yep.
I've
Did he
told him
hang
a
up
lot
on
of things, but he don't usually like them.
Anyway, Jason is out there. Jake, and I think I've had this problem before pronouncing his name, but Rich Richloff. Anyway, Jason, glad to have you here. I'm a name butcherer for sure. But Jason's out there. I know Dan Inge from Dan Inge Woodworking. Leonard Davis is out there. I think that's about all.
Michelle Marcou's also out there.
Michelle Marcou's out there. Yep. Yep. He always sent me and says emails also work both ways, Russ. I didn't get a reply.
Got him.
Yes, you're right. You're right. I have had a lot going on this week, in all sincerity. So, but I mean, a lot going on. So, but anyway, that's all I can. Billy Burt, he just popped in there. Billy Burt, he's out there. So I appreciate all y'all being there. And so, now the man of the hour. So we have Ryan Maker 238.
Howdy.
He's back on here again. We had him on here before. I enjoyed him being on there, and he's doing something a little. How do I want to put it? Off the chain.
Awesome.
Awesome. I'm going to say off the chain because
I mean, if you go back and it's Maker 238 on YouTube, just look for me and my crazy face. Also Maker _238 on Instagram. I'm kind of more active there and stuff like that. No, go back a couple of videos and you kind of see the debacle that I had. I wanted to build this swimming pool. I've bought 3 above ground swimming pools from the big box stores. I've got hoses for days. I've got 3 different pumps. I've got a sand pump. I've got filters. I've got inlets. I've got outlets. And if anybody else is anything like me, I keep that stuff because I'm like,
oh no,
one day.
Not me. Not me.
One day I'm going to have a use for it. And so the wife's like, are we going to buy a pool again? I'm like, I don't really want to. You know, well, what if I just built one? Right? And I'm like, well, I mean, it can't be, it's just got to hold water. That's really all a pool is. And you got to move the water around and clean it. And that's it. And swim. That's all a pool is. And so I came up with this really cool idea of using some 55-gallon drums, and I priced them out, and I found the spot in the yard, and I was going to do the natural building with the cob, you know, and make it look real smooth and real finished and be able to do some natural paint and all that cool stuff on it. I didn't like the answers that I was getting with sealing it. And there's this stuff that my buddy Danny told me about. That's aircrete, maybe, I don't know, but you can seal it. I just don't know about the longevity sitting underneath water. And so we were driving around, the wife and I, on our 10-year wedding little anniversary get out, and I was like, she could tell something was wrong with me, and she said, well, baby, what's wrong? I said, I just can't get this pool idea wrapped around in my head, because I have to have it here before I can move forward, you know. And I didn't like my options. And then we were driving along, and it was like, ting, what about a roll-off container? And then, you know, I was like, well, I know that's been done before, blah, blah, blah. And so I called up my buddy David down at Seaton's scrapyard, which is a quarter mile down the road from my house, which is dangerous for somebody like me.
Yeah.
But we were walking around, and he was like, well, I've got some roll-offs there. I've got some roll-offs there. Man, they were janky. They were all tore up.
What's a roll-off?
Container. It's a container.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Dumpster.
I don't know, and I'm sure there's other people that don't know what a roll-off is.
No, I didn't even prepare for this. It's just,
Maybe it's just
I
me.
like the Legos.
Yeah, maybe it's just me that doesn't know what a roll-off is.
But a roll-off, so you've got a truck that's got a container that you can roll off onto the job site, fill up full of debris, trash, like for foundries, they put sand cores in them, sand, anything and everything can be put in these things. So when I went and looked at them, and then they roll back, and then they get put back on the truck and drive off.
Right.
So when I look at these, you know, there's scrap metal that gets dumped into these things. So the floor's got holes in them. I mean, they're all beat up, you know, and just, they were rough. And so he was like, what about a trash compactor? I got one over there in the corner. And I'm like, you see, you got what in the corner now? And he said, I got a trash compactor. And I'm like, oh, those got a nice smooth bottom. You know, that's not going to have any rust on the inside. And he was like, yeah, let's go look at it. So we went and looked at it, and I immediately fell in love with it. I bought it without even asking the wife's permission. I mean, it was meant to be. Well, how am I going to make it work? You know, I mean, I'm still there now. I mean, I'm corresponding with some guys. You know, I'm talking to some people. I'm, you know, putting my feelers out there. Nothing's set in stone on how I'm going to do it. And that's me. That's, if you watch my videos, that's how I do it. I had my buddy ask me, do you plan your videos out? I said, heck no. No. I walk out to the shop, and I'm like, I'm going to make a knife. Let's make a knife. Let's build a pool. You know, and I'll figure it out when I get there. You know, I worked for a guy, and he's his name is Doug Hill. And he owns Innovative Sounds. I did car stereo for him for about 2 years. I would get stuck on these little problems, these little things, these electronic stuff, putting them in brand new cars, blah, blah, blah. And he'd say, well, Ryan, go ahead and do everything you can do. That way what you can't do, it ain't going to be so hard. Now, if you really think about that, you can put that to life. You know, you go ahead, you do what you can do, and then you got this little bitty pile left over of the stuff that you can't. And I can cut the top off. I can reinforce the sides. I can clean it up. I can sandblast it. I can prime the inside. I can paint the outside. I can call enough people to figure out if I'm going to either paint the inside or if I'm going to use a liner. I don't know. But
How long is this thing?
it's 23 feet long.
So you can swim laps in there, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I could get a old jet ski turbine.
Oh
put
my
it on
God.
the end,
I
and
can't wait to see that.
That's the first thing I thought of when I saw that thing. You just put like some
Yeah.
kind of a jet in one
Yeah.
end and
Yeah.
blow
You know,
the
and
water
make-
because you can. That's great exercise.
hydrotherapy is the best for your joints, for your body.
Yep.
It's so good. So
I just want to interject this because that's a great idea. I had something like that similar in my life. It wasn't the same as what, buying a dumpster container or whatever. My dad had a man that worked with him and also built houses, and he wanted a pool. And the pool companies, now we're talking about back in probably the early 70s, I think is when he did it. And they were just outrageous. And he says, well, heck, I'm going to build my own pool. He rented a backhoe, dug a hole. He poured concrete floor like you would pour a floor for a house. He put did the lintel and everything, or not the lintel, but the footer around the bottom. He poured put blocks up on the sides. It was just, now it was square. It wasn't round or anything like that. And it didn't have no deep end or shallow end. It was all one depth. You know what I'm saying? But he literally made his own pool in his backyard with concrete blocks and concrete. And when we went over and looked at it after he had finished it and I saw it, even though I was a kid, I was like, wow, that is cool. And I turned around and looked at my dad and said, why can't you do that?
Russ, he built that thing like that in case he didn't like it. He could just put a house over the top of it.
right,
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah,
And see, if I go to move, guess what? I know two of my good buddies that work for companies that got roll-off container trucks.
You just move the pool.
I just moved the pool, baby.
The only problem I can see that you're going to have is on the end where the door's at, or where the, like
1 inch plexiglass.
Do what?
Oh my
1
goodness.
inch plexiglass.
Really?
Oh my goodness.
That's a good idea.
I'm gonna go and get the stainless steel studs. I'm gonna get a stud welder. I'm gonna put about 50 stainless steel studs around. I've got some rubber membrane, I can use butyl tape. I could use anything to seal it once the liner's in. Then have it to where it pokes through the liner, my stainless steel bolts. I put my seal on, put the plexiglass on, and I'll use acorn nuts to go around. And then it'll be like a human aquarium. You just, hey, what's up, y'all?
You should toss a couple of porpoises in there and charge the tickets. Hey, we had one guy up in the chat, I think it was Billy Bob, said that they wanted $59,000 for a container pool finished. Man,
I don't even want to tell you how much I'm going to have in it, and it's not. I can build.
Somebody asked that question. Yeah, somebody asked if you wouldn't mind saying how much.
Do you mind telling us how much you paid for the container itself?
I don't know if I can give that out real quick. Before I forget, because my ADD is bad. My buddy Eric said I have to do something Star Wars themed because of the trash compactor. Star Wars, and they're swimming. I have to either find somebody that can make me some pool noodles that look like that eye. You know what I mean? That comes out of the water.
Then scrap the thing with the porpoises and just get that octopus from the Star Wars thing and throw it in there.
Yes. Yeah, I need pool noodles with the eye on the end. Somebody that's more creative than I. They got to be able to do something like that.
That's cool.
Just real quick.
Oh, go ahead.
Just real quick. We are monitoring all Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Predominantly, everybody's on YouTube. But we did have. I'm looking for him. Gerald Vance is over on Facebook watching us, and I just wanted to make sure I said hi to Gerald, let him know that we are, and he's in West Virginia. He said hello. I wanted to let him know that we were watching. So yes, I monitor all three chats. So anybody, if you're on Twitch watching us and say something, I'll get it, or on Facebook, I will also get it. But go ahead. What was you saying?
As far as the cost, I don't know, because I kind of made a deal. I'm gonna put a sticker on the side of it for the container.
Well, let me
I would
say
say
That's fine. I was just all right. Let's do it this way.
if anybody's to go up to any recycle center, ask if they've got a roll off or a trash compactor. If it ain't no good, they're gonna sell it to you 50 cents a pound. And mine weighs 6,000 pounds.
well, let me say this.
Okay.
But the ticket price on it is $2,000 for one used.
I'm looking at one for $13,000 right now.
No, you're looking at the wrong spot. You need to go. You got to go talk to somebody. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't do none of this when I research my stuff. I find local and I go and I shake hands and I want to see it. You know, I want to talk them down a little bit. You know what I mean? But no, he said first off the bat, $2,000 is what they normally go for, because they're sold for what the scrap price is, and that varies depending on the market.
Right, because once they get such bad shape, they can't use them. That's what they do. Is they sell them.
They sell them for scrap, and you can get them. You can get them for next to nothing. I found one that was down in Chattanooga. I think a guy was wanting $800 for a roll off. It was decent shape, but it was a 3 foot. I wanted something bigger.
Yeah.
As far as the rest of the stuff, if everybody, please go watch my video, because I do go over how I get most of this stuff.
Well, I was going to say, if you don't mind, let's take just a break real quick, and I have the video pulled up on your channel, so we'll run over there real quick, and I think this is the first one, if I'm not mistaken. It might be the second one. Hell, I don't know. So
there's
we'll
like
see.
3 of them, and I'm editing like 4 and 5 right now, so I'm even confused.
All right. Well, let me go back to this. Let me go back to your channel. This would be the one, I believe, where it's being delivered. Yeah, this is going to be the one where it's going to
Let me
be
go over there to that.
delivered. So. And I'm just going to show a little bit of it for you, and so people can see what we're actually talking about when we're talking about one of these container things. So
go and subscribe, because after this, everybody needs to watch all of them.
share screen, share. And it should be popping up. Is it popped up yet?
Yep.
Yes. Yep. It popped up. All right. So let me get this. Is there any way I can enlarge this?
Now, are you going to bury that thing, or is it going to be above ground?
It's going to be above ground. We're in Inception.
All right. So here we go. Now I'm going to go kind of fast through this, but
This was awesome watching.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
I know these were so cool to watch.
Yep.
I know. I watched. All right. So let's go ahead a little further.
I like that part. This part took a long time to film, if everybody's ever moved cameras around.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I like the time lapse on this one.
Yeah.
I
So
operate
you're just
heavy
basically-
equipment for a living, if anybody wants to know. That's what I do at my day job.
You're just leveling the ground off, basically, is all you're doing at this point.
Yes, I previously had a trampoline. Well, I had a pool there, and then a trampoline, and then I'm extending that area, leveling it out. I got it really, really close. It rained, 3 inches, and I had one little corner that had a little bit of water in it. I think that's just because the metal's bent, but I think I got it pretty dang level.
All right. So.
And then I'm about to move it into place here. I did something really slow. I had to take the zip line down before it gets delivered, and that's us. Well, that just gives me an opportunity to do a zip line video.
Yep.
I don't know why I didn't film it when I put it up. I just didn't do it.
You little opportunist. You.
Yeah, oh, shucks. That's my best video. My
Well,
zipline
there it
break.
is. I'm trying to get. There it is. Here it comes. Let's go back one more time.
You
Hey,
see
Steve's
it in
out
the
there.
There
distance?
it is.
I was like a little kid waiting outside for the delivery man. I was out there for like 20 minutes waiting on him.
Ryan, I think I asked you this before, but how far from Chattanooga are you?
About 45 minutes, 50 minutes.
Did you have the camera on it, Ryan, when it went down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that thing.
Wow.
That thing's massive, y'all. I'm 5'3". Look at that. It just
And-
dwarfs me.
And be honest with you, the interior is in very good shape.
Yeah, it's not
Trash
bad.
compactors are perfect. I mean, all they're doing is
Yeah.
smushing. That's
Yeah.
it.
It's in
Or
very
they're
good shape.
constantly being scraped. We've got a lot of control equipment we do with trash compactors, and they don't wear out that often.
They
or
mean,
that
Now, are you
fast.
going to sandblast it at some point?
yes, I had to go get me a sandblaster. Just had to go do it. So yeah, my wife made a joke. She said, "Are you doing this to get a bunch of new tools?" And
Yeah.
no, not
Never,
me.
dear.
There's my fan, y'all. I love my fan. I got it in one of my videos, but
Now, how much? You
my
said this
last
thing weighs about 6,000 pounds?
6,000 pounds, and I weigh 155, and I
Wow.
moved it by myself.
Yes.
Yeah, we can tell. Yep.
Yes.
Look at that. It just took some angle iron. That was a brilliant idea I had.
I can't believe you used that little floor jack.
That's my grandpa
Hey.
Jack's jack. He gave that to me shortly before he passed away, and I've been
Yeah.
carrying it around. And I've leveled a house with it. I've built a fort with it. I'm building a pool with it. So I think
I've got one very almost, I mean, not exactly alike, but almost like that. Mine's gray, and it's an old Sears Craftsman. And I've had it for years. And that sucker, I think, will lift like 4,000 pounds. I mean, it's an
It'll do.
incredible.
It's ridiculous.
Yes.
There's
Yeah.
nothing that it won't do. And
Yes,
I watched the handle, and I got a breaker bar with a half-inch breaker bar.
Well,
as my handle.
I have that dually. I have my Dodge dually that's diesel, and that thing's heavy, and I keep it in my toolbox in case I have a flat tire. I ain't using that little piece of crap jack in the truck.
And it's
Move
so
over,
easy to use.
Beethoven.
And look, I get out, and I'm like, well, heck, I think that's working. And so then I'm like, well, let's go with it. Let's get everything out the way. Let's move this bad boy. I was so pumped up, y'all. And then I disappeared, and I started doing the truck for like one little push. And I don't really like that. It's not controlled enough. I didn't like it. I didn't like where it was going. And so it's a harder route to use the tractor, but yeah, I had more control, if that makes sense.
Right.
No, it does. It does. Definitely does.
And there I'm just pulling the back end out a little bit.
Yeah,
And,
because by using the rear of the truck, you're using your rear view mirrors. It's hard to judge.
yeah, you can't see nothing. I got the welder and the compressor in there. I can't see a thing.
Yeah.
And there it is. Bam. Look at that.
Ta-da.
Almost looks
You
like
got
what I was doing.
Yeah, you got the patio started there too, and everything for it.
And well, right there where the lips kind of come in, the bottom there, we're gonna do a walk around deck all the way around.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be
nice.
cool.
So I mean, I've got probably another like 7 videos on this. I'm gonna take my time with these. This is documentation for myself, but I haven't seen anybody do a trash compactor one. So if somebody wants to build it, this is how you do it.
I wonder why.
It's easy. I don't know why people. I mean, it's more work. Yeah, because you got to cut it off. You got to weld. But you know, when I'm laying in there with my kids and my wife, and all that hard work ain't gonna seem like nothing.
Now,
What
what
is
did
the
you
transportation?
What did you
aspect
use
of
to cut the top off with? Cutting torch or
Oxyacetylene.
Okay.
And I did it right there because there's an epic drone shot. Where the roof comes in, it comes in at an angle. And if anybody's ever used an oxyacetylene, you have to have a 45-degree angle for that thing to push the metal out the way. And
exactly.
so I rode that little lip that was right there at the roof, man, and I could not have gotten a straighter line. I mean,
Nice.
I was actually going to compliment you on. I've cut before, and I can't cut worth a flip, man. I couldn't cut a straight line with an oxyacetylene torch if my life depended on it. I had to put a piece of angle iron up and put the torch against the angle iron to pull it.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, so I was impressed. Whenever you said I thought you used a cutoff saw to do it. Wow.
Now,
Ryan, have you calculated out how much water is going to be in it yet?
somebody
So
did
you know
that
if you
for
got
me.
enough filters.
How about that? Somebody did that for me. And when I bought my sand filter, I bought it for 16,000 gallons. I bought the biggest one that was on Amazon because it was on sale at the end of summer. And I think they said that this is going to be 6,000 gallons of water.
That's all? Wow.
I think.
Yeah, it seemed like it would be more than that.
Well,
Yeah.
because I've got a 24-foot pool and it's about 5 feet deep and it's 24,000 gallons ish.
Yeah, it's got to be more than 6,000. Whoever calculated
This is only
that
going to be 4 feet, not even 4 feet deep.
Okay.
So it's not very deep. My son's not even 4 feet. I want him to be able to touch the ground comfortably with his head bobbing. I mean, I'm 5'3". Why do I need a 6-foot pool?
Yeah.
I don't.
It's safer like that for
It's
kids.
safer.
You know.
Where I eventually cut off the top of it, I put some in, not the one that I released, but the one that's going to be out next, like this time next week. I put railing, 3-inch round tube on the top of it, so that way I can come up and just put my arms right on the corner, and I've got that beautiful backyard to look at. I don't need it any deeper. We were going to do it 8 feet deep, and I was going to take some of the metal that I cut off the top and make a sacrificial bottom and do like a little slant that came down to, full depth. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that.
You got to go with 2 deep ends. Man.
As long as you get it 4 or 5 foot, that's plenty of water to swim, man.
That's plenty. Nobody's diving. We might put a small slide on the door side. But
my daughter's pool is a little over 4 foot deep, and they got a slide on it that comes off the deck, and the kids have a blast. So
it's for the kids, man. It's for the kids.
Yep. A couple of questions. Chris Nealon is concerned about the water or the sides being able to take that much water.
Oh,
you got to watch the video.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
he's got a solution for that.
Watch the video.
So Brenda did put on there that you reinforced the sides, right?
Yes, and I overdid it. It is some 1/4-inch tube that I got for dirt cheap. It's all rusty and jankety and nasty. I cleaned that stuff up and I put it on the side, and I went on one side. Let's see, they're 5 pounds per welding pack or welding rod deal. That's cheaper that way. Well, you can buy the big ones, but that's the air's going to get to them. Let's see. I've got 2 boxes on each side. So I overdo it with the welding. And it's...
I'm not so all fired sure that you even had to reinforce it. How thick steel is that?
It's 3/16 steel. The container is.
Because water
it's got a wobbly belly on it. It's got some wobble.
Oh, okay.
And
I guess it was firmer when you had the top on it. Once you cut the top off, you could feel the wobble. Okay, now I got you. Okay.
And it's really neat because each side is put together with 6 sections of those bent pieces. If y'all look down there at him, can you point to the little ribs on the side?
Ow.
It's 6 pieces put together.
Right here. Wait. Right.
And so when they put it together, it's under stress. It's under tension. Yes.
Right.
It's got an extreme amount of stress on that. That's why I didn't film me cutting the top, because it was scary. Every single seam I would cut.
Boing.
I mean, my wife happened to walk out right as one of those corners popped up, and she said, "Are you gonna be all right?" And I said, "Well, I'm gonna get the ladder out, But it's it had a lot of flex to it. And I knew that going into it. And that's when I went ahead and I was like, well, let me go down to Seaton's and get, that extra tube. And then even with that railing that I'm going to put on the top, I mean, that stuff's 8-inch, 3-inch tube. That's going to give it even more. I mean, the only concern that I have is the floor, because when you walk across it, it pops.
But I think that I don't think that will happen once you put the water in it. The weight of the
water, I think, will take care of that.
Exactly.
That was my hope, and I just wanted to say it out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you've only got like 50,000 pounds worth of water in it if it's 6,000 gallons.
Depending on which book you read, water weighs about 8.6 to 8.8 pounds per gallon. Okay. And the reason I know that, it was a firefighter, so that was on our test. But some books say like 8.6 something, and other books will say like 8.85. So it's, but I would say it. You can go with 8.5 and be right in there, 8.5 pounds per gallon. So,
and I say it in this next one, but I know that it's a little bit off level. I mean, the thing's 20 feet long. I mean, you can't visually see the level if it's off by even 3-4 inches. I mean, you're gonna have a hard time seeing it. But once it gets filled up with water, and either I go a liner or I paint it, I'll see how much I need to rectify my level. The ground is going to go down. I got down to hard clay. I mean, I'm below topsoil.
Yeah, but that much weight's still going to go down.
I'm still going to sink a little bit. But you see, I've got rails on either side, and I've left it open to where I can still get underneath there and maybe put some concrete blocks or something. So that, golly, I worried about that for a long time.
What about how much it would sink?
Well, just get it level, because that was my thing. I'm so like with the kids' pool with them round ones. If it wasn't level, it bothered me.
Yeah,
I mean,
I got another question for you. Are you going to put a drain in the bottom of it?
Two drains.
2 drains.
The way that it's oriented, the part that's not up against the bushes, but the part where you see me, where I was filming that time lapse and me push it into place, I'm going to put 2 plugs down there on the bottom side. That way, even if it's not level, or if they didn't build it 100% flat, I can still drain.
Right.
And then they also commented saying that with the water circulation, I was initially going to do it at the bottom, not thinking that water moves more when it's up on the top. That I'm going to do probably 2, if not 3, places for the filtration system to go in. I've got that sand filter.
You're talking about skimmers. You're going to put a couple of more than one skimmer on it.
Well, I'm going to do 2 skimmers and 1 recirculation.
Okay.
Right. I'll probably do one of those, the big ones, the skimmers, 2 of them, and then on the center. I say I hadn't even got that far yet. Y'all are making me think about stuff I ain't yet.
It's a brainstorm here.
If you put looking at the size of it, and I've seen some pretty good. I've been in construction all my life, so I've seen some pretty good sized pools. I've seen pools bigger than that one, and they only had 1 skimmer in it.
Well, I'll use 1. I mean, there's smarter people out there than me that
now we're talking about the big skimmer. We're not talking about the little tiny one.
No, and see, with that sand filter that I got on Amazon,
right?
I wish. Let me go get it. I'm just kidding. No, but it's got a pretty big outlet for the skimmers, enough to where like pool noodles and like bigger objects were getting into it. So I think I'll be fine with that. And see, those are meant to retrofit on the side of any pool. I mean, with the gaskets, all I got to do is cut the hole.
Check with somebody that knows pools better than me. But what you're going to want to do is you want the water to actually circle the pool.
Yes.
So what it will do is it comes in one direction and circles around to the skimmer. So that way anything that falls on top eventually gets pulled around to the skimmer and the skimmer sucks it in.
Well, see, that was my plan. If somebody's out there, picture this, the top part of my hat is the container. That picture and that picture will be the skimmer. And
Yeah.
then where I'm at will be the return.
Okay.
Right? That way it pushes. And then this, well, no, I would want it on opposite sides.
Yeah, you're going to have it on the opposite side.
Opposite sides. See,
Yeah.
I haven't even got that far yet.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying.
But that's good that
if
y'all
you're looking-
invited me on because y'all are making. Hold on.
But yes, you want it to circulate around the pool, and like I said,
Yeah.
that way everything gets pushed to the skimmer itself, and then the skimmer will suck it in. So, anyone that I've ever seen was like that. Anyone that I ever worked on, I worked on a few pools in my lifetime. I had some friends that had some pool pump and some problems with them, and I went over there and helped them.
Use one then.
I only think you need one. If it's a big one, I don't think you need one.
It's a pretty big one. I mean, somebody tell me different, but I mean that was my plan.
Yeah. Well, what I would do,
I'm like, well, maybe I can.
I'm sure that you can. I'm sure that there's a pool company or what around near that you could probably go and talk to them about it and everything.
Yeah.
Think about it. How big were some of your? How big is your pool, Jim?
24 feet.
In diameter.
4 or 6. It's either 24 or 6 in diameter. Yeah, I can't remember.
In diameter, but it only has one skimmer, correct?
Yeah, but it's round. So because water's going around, it's like centrifugal.
Right, and that might be the reason why you might want to put two, because yours is rectangle instead of around.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, let's put it this way: it can't hurt putting more than one in it.
Yes.
The only thing it's going to do is
clean more.
Right. But now the problem is going to come is having a pump big enough to move that amount of water.
And they make those cartridge filters. The ones that you can just screw in line. I could go get a dang Harbor Freight, pretty aggressive pump to move that water. You know what I'm saying? And just have it run through a couple of those filters that's being sucked from the skimmer. And the sand one. I mean, I don't know.
Aussie Man wants you to do your show from the pool whenever it's finished. Wants you to go back on and take the camera out there to the pool.
I would love that. I need to learn how to do the live stream. I don't have 1,000 yet to do it. I don't know the streamer service. There's guys that don't have very many. I just don't know how to do it.
You're getting really close.
Yeah, you're getting close.
Yeah, you are.
828. And I remember when he was at what? 268? 238? I remember when he was at
238 when I was on y'all's show the first time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I know. I'm pretty excited. No, I mean I'm really glad that I picked this project because it's gotten me out of the shop. It's opened me up a little bit. It's allowed me to talk to the camera more where I don't feel like I have to do a certain thing. You know what I mean? And I like the style of video that it's kind of allowed me to do. I'm going to do bigger projects, probably from here on out. I'm looking at maybe restoring some pieces of equipment. Maybe, I don't know. I'll still do my woodworking shop projects too, but I thoroughly enjoy this. The bigger projects are fun. So.
Ryan, did you say how you were going to line it or paint it, or because steel like that with chlorine?
Well, they paint the bottom of steel boats all the time. And that's like the harshest condition for metal to be in. So it's not really paint; it's an epoxy coating, that they put on. And I can do that. I've thought about doing that. But as far as longevity and the durability, I think I'm going to do a liner. I'm going to find somebody locally that has some form of a social media presence enough to where I can maybe be like, hey, how y'all guys doing? With the liner, and even if it is expensive, it'll be worth it because I think in the long run, it's going to look better. We'll be able to custom pick out our patterns, you know, and I think it's going to look cool. But I'll probably do a liner.
Yeah, good.
And I'll leave that to the professionals because I don't know how to ultrasonic weld vinyl quite yet. And I have looked into it.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's you got to have this big machine. You got to heat the vinyl, and it's ultrasonic welding is what it is. It's like plastic welding, but with vibrations and sound. It's pretty cool. But yeah, they got professionals and big machines that do that. So I ain't gonna worry about that.
We live in oil field country down here, and they make liners for like waterways, like water holding tanks, basically in the ground. I'm wondering
ponds?
if ponds. Thank you, ponds for the oil wells and stuff. And I wonder how they do it. You know,
and they actually make watertight liners for roll-off containers.
Yes.
They make
Really?
rubber ones, they make vinyl ones, they make ceramic ones that will hold heat. They make fabric ones that will hold dust in. I mean, I have a truckload of options because I've opened up my options with my pool by doing something so industrialized, something that's it's exactly the same no matter where you're going to go. It's the same size.
I can see it now. Maker 238 pools and spas. Yeah, see?
You pick it out, we'll deliver it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, maybe. I mean, I'll still go back, like I talked about with the 55-gallon drums and the cob and the more natural building way. I'm gonna do a hot tub that way. Something smaller, something that'd be easier to drain if I need to maintain it. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be fun. You know, I get to build a deck around it too. That'll be a good video series. Those normally do pretty well.
You'll have to mortgage the house to buy the wood, though.
Right?
I'm gonna use 100% reclaimed. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna give it to them. Not right now. That's ridiculous. Yep. Ridiculous. How much they're wanting for wood right now.
Awesome Man says I should come up there where you're at and do the show from there.
I mean, I've got a lot of work, so if you're close, I'm almost willing to be like, yeah, come on now.
That was it.
Imagine.
Billy Bob says Horton says Pond Shield is designed for what you're talking about.
Yes,
so.
And they've got. I tell him I looked those up. They've got this really pretty aqua color one that my wife and I. Well, I haven't showed her, but I'm assuming that we would like because we like the same colors. It's not that bad of an option. I have to get my metal though. And Doug from SV Seeker, I'm a huge fan of his channel. I got a video on my channel where I go up there and do some work with him, but where he talks about getting your metal to the right surface finish to where it will take something like an epoxy or something like a paint over time.
Right.
You know, where you're not just cleaning it, you're not just removing the oxidation, you're actually putting pits into the metal to where that way, whatever you're putting on there has somewhere to stick. Because
like
if anybody's tried to
finish. It's like a DA finish that they put on stainless for. Yeah.
Yeah. If anybody's ever tried to super glue anything to like metal, it ain't gonna stick for very long. You have to have somewhere for that glue to go.
They do make industrial oil-based paints, enamels for tanks, and those tanks hold sometimes more than just water. They hold chemicals. So, I mean, yeah, they make industrial paints that you can get a hold of.
It's a toxic coating more than paint.
It's more than
Sherwin-Williams has got a professional line of their stuff. They're saying that you can coat fuel tanks with.
Has it. There's Pittsburgh Paints has it. There's two or three companies that are out there that make that industrial line. I know because my brother won a bid for a tank farm. And now he didn't do the inside of the tanks. They just went in and sandblasted and painted the outside of the tanks. But I think he had like 7 or 8 tanks they had to sandblast and paint. And they actually had to have such a thickness on the tank that they actually had a meter that after it was sprayed, they could tell how thick the paint was.
That's pretty cool.
To see if he applied it right. And on a couple of tanks, he had to add an extra coat because it didn't get it thick enough, in other words. So,
and I've actually called Total Boat Systems epoxies, and they say that as long as I've prepped my metal correctly, I can just straight apply their epoxy to it. I could do that. That stuff is ridiculously expensive. I'd like to do that.
I was thinking that.
Because then me and the wife and the family could paint the inside exactly how we wanted, and
Leonard,
then I could seal it with Total Boat. But that's
Leonard Davis said, call the guy from Flex Seal.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Flex Seal might send you a whole bunch of Flex Seal to do the inside of it. Hey, they put it on the bottom of a screen boat, and he drove around in it.
I'd do it if they sent it for free.
Yeah.
You got to watch how chemical resistant that stuff is. Though.
Yeah, I don't. We try to be all
chlorine
natural in our
really-
home, and so I try not to use too many.
Well, yeah, but my point is you're still going to have to, whatever you put on there, it's going to have to deal with the chlorine.
Yeah.
So, and
that's why I'm leaning more towards a liner.
Right.
Where
you're going to have to deal with the
I
chlorine.
will not have to worry
There's
about
two things on this planet that is the worst, most corrosive thing for metal and steel, and one of them is chlorine, and the other one is salt water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Those will corrode.
Chlorides and stuff.
No.
Yeah.
They love it.
So if you go with a liner, you're going to do a liner that's like this, right?
It would be flat on the bottom, and then it'd be a super easy pattern
Yeah.
for somebody to come out and measure.
Yeah.
Just flat on the bottom. They got the sides,
Yeah.
wall. That's it.
I didn't quite understand the comment about the plexiglass that you said earlier. I thought you were talking about plexiglass in this
in the door.
in this
right?
opening here.
Yeah,
That's
on
what
the
I thought
inside.
you were saying. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he's
And if
talking
there's a
about.
liner there, it's gonna negate the visual effect of the plexiglass. No.
You cut the liner part out. That's what I was
Okay.
saying. I would make some studs, some stainless steel studs. I'd make a gasket, corresponding holes on the plexiglass. It would slide on, and put the
All right.
acorn nuts on, the ones that have the caps on the end of the nuts,
Yes.
and bam, I'm done.
Yes.
I think
That's what I was saying. It would be like this, but it'd be like this. Oh yeah. Anyway, yeah.
I'm excited.
Al's freezing up.
Al's freezing up, by the way. I just want to say back once again, because we're getting close to, we're like 7 or 8 minutes away from on here. Just want to say, I believe that's Steve Carmichael again, Aussie man. Russ Meadows has been out there in the chat. Hi, Russ.
Hey,
how you
Russ.
doing?
Howdy,
It's
howdy,
Steve
everybody.
Combs.
Huh?
It's Steve Combs.
Oh, Steve
Yeah,
Combs.
Steve Combs.
Okay.
Got a lot
all
of
right.
good comments out there too.
Yeah,
Yeah, a lot of good comments. Billy Bob says Flex Seal won't do it. He's asked. Yeah, mosquitoes are getting bad here in Florida too, so I can't imagine.
I just closed the garage door because they were winning.
Yes.
Billy Bob's
Wow.
got a crazy setup. He built his shipping container or his roll-off container from scratch.
Yeah.
That thing's crazy. We're talking back and forth, and he's showed me some cool ideas and cool little things that are going to help out. So, and again, anybody more than welcome is your advice. I mean, I don't have anything planned. I don't have anything written down. I approach the next problem and then I solve it, so on and so forth. So if anybody's got any ideas, shoot them my way, please.
Herb Scrolling Station is out there. Leonard Davis, like I said before. I appreciate all y'all being out there in the chat and watching.
Yes,
Thank you very much.
Steve Carmichael is also out there. He just posted that.
Okay, Steve Carmichael is out. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And if y'all haven't, please subscribe to my channel and follow along with all
Yes,
this mayhem.
and I believe that I know that Brenda has done it once or twice, or even more than that, probably. But posted the link to his channel in the chat, so y'all have no excuse not to be able to click on that and go subscribe.
No, I don't know what you're doing.
It's a great channel, people.
I'm all over the place.
Yeah, you made some wild and crazy stuff. One of the things, like I said, that one of the videos that I watched that I thought was pretty interesting was when you did took the flat shovels and made that windmill for your backyard. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that
And
was
see,
cool.
I'm in the metal recycling industry, and
Right.
I happen to be at a foundry where they go through a lot of shovels. And so from day one, I saw a shovel head. You know, I might save that for something. I might need a shovel. But then it was like 13, 20, 30. And then I'm like, I got to quit. I got to make something with these dang things.
Yeah.
And then I got a bunch of sledgehammer heads at the same time. And I'm like, it's a windmill. So I took some rebar as my shaft, and I put some bearings on it, and I make me a windmill. If y'all haven't done that, y'all need to check it out.
If y'all haven't watched that video, you need to go watch it. I was amazed that I don't think it was that hard, but I was amazed at the way it looked easy, the way you made it look easy to get them kind of aligned up. You know, I was kind of amazed at that because I was thinking, like, how in the heck is he going to get those things aligned up where it'll work? And
well, let me tell you a pointer. There's another guy I watch on YouTube. His name is Peter Shreepool. He does a lot of aviation stuff where he makes homemade RC stuff. But he was fiddling with it one day, and he was like, oh, let's just put it on there and let's see if it flies. You know, put it on there and see what it does when it spins around. That's what I did. I mean, we had a storm, and the green one flew off one day. And so I went out there and I welded it back on. But, man, I have to find some way to generate power off that thing. The centrifugal force of all that flying around, it goes and it goes and it goes. So that's a future video. If I didn't make a pool, but the future video is to make a generator where it powers some lights that'll light up the house. Don't tell
that'd be a
anybody.
good idea.
Don't
Put
tell
some
anybody.
storage. Yeah, put some storage batteries where it stores the energy.
I've got
and then
some
they
old
come on at
janky
night.
drill batteries and laptop batteries. I've watched enough of that stuff. I'm figuring I could probably make it work.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I guess Al had to reboot because I haven't seen him trying to get back in here yet.
He was turning into a robot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes.
James
Everybody
Parker,
listen to Eric. Push Ryan over 1,000 subs tonight.
Yeah, I was looking through my other accounts, but I'm already subscribed on all the other ones.
Thank y'all so much. And I just want to take a second. I want to say thank you to all of y'all for having me on here a bunch of times and all the love that I get shown on YouTube. Like, I mean it. Like, I see every comment, I see every subscriber, and I always will. I mean, and it means the world to me. To think that people want to watch me do something in my shop.
You say that, but yet your personality and your videos attract people. You have a great personality, just the way you do your videos.
It's raw, baby. Warts and all.
When I first watched one of them, I thought you were crazy as hell. So, but
maybe
then but once I watched a few of them, I went like, "Nah, this guy's like he's for real." And I enjoy watching your videos. So therefore, it's that you're attracting people because of your personality and the way you're doing your videos. So don't stop what you're doing, otherwise it'll fail.
Well, I mean, I made a commitment to myself when I met my wife about 12 years ago that I was always going to be me. When I got on YouTube, that's why it took me so long, because I wanted to be me. You know, I had to, because if you're somebody else in your life, and, you know, everybody for real, listen, if you're somebody else when you wake up, how's that going to be when you wake up the next day? You got to be that person that you were that day before. If you're always yourself, people are going to eat that crap up. And it's easy.
Well, I wouldn't mind if I woke up and my last name was suddenly Rockefeller.
Yeah.
That's a different thing.
There you go.
I'd give most of my money away and move to the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind winning the next lottery that's 250 million. I mean, I could spare a few million for some of my friends, you know.
I just want a little bit. I just want my 10 acres on the side of a mountain with a homestead. That's all.
I will tell you what, if I was to ever win a lottery at $250 million, I will guarantee every one of the people that are on the show with me all the time would get $1 million each.
Well, have me on more.
Just so you can get on the list. Yeah.
Yes,
No,
sir.
I mean,
would guarantee
always
that.
I really
ahead,
enjoy
man.
being on here. Y'all guys are
Al says he's back, Russ.
Oh, yep, I've seen. I just got to find my mouse because I got two monitors.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. You're actually just as bad as you were when you left.
Internet.
He's in the basement.
Mr. Digitized is back.
Yep. You're
He's
Al, I
Kilroy
hate to
for
tell you
real.
this, buddy, but whatever you're doing or what your internet is really, really messed up.
Must
But
be
yeah,
that big trash crusher behind him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's bugging out your
it's
Wi-Fi.
blocking the signal. Get rid of the trash compactor. It's blocking the
It's
internet signal.
Too much interference.
But yeah, no, I've often said, I told my wife before that same thing. I said, yeah, if I ever win $250 million, you can damn sure bet my friends are going to get some money. There ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about it. Because number one, they've always been my friends, and number two, I know people. I know struggles of life. Trust me, I've been there and done that. So I remember when I was first got married, when I had my first two girls. I remember it's like, we have to pay the electric bill or the electric get turned off, but we have to have food next week. So I remember going through those struggles.
Mm-hmm.
And I think everybody at one point or another goes through struggles, you know.
Yep,
So,
been there, done that.
yeah.
Well, I just screenshotted all of you guys. I'm going to contact y'all or y'all contact me. I'll send y'all a sticker. I got some stickers.
Okay.
Sweet.
Cool.
So y'all need some stickers.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Oh,
So-
one thing I forgot to mention about what's going to happen here in the very near future with the show is that my son Cameron had lived with me for a while, and he was using our spare bedroom that at one point was my green screen room. Well, my son Cameron is not living with us anymore, so. Yeah, we're going to be cleaning out. Yeah, we're going to be cleaning that room back out again, and it is going to go back into my green screen room, and also we're going to make it the workout room. But this treadmill and stuff I can push off to the side so you won't see it or notice it. But what I'm going to say is, so it won't be too long down the road when I'll be doing the show from the green screen room again instead of the shop.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is paint that stuff green, Russ, and it'll never show up.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's
Your old
Florida.
green wall.
It's
But yeah,
Florida.
I'm gonna start doing the show back in there. I liked it better back in there. This really cramps my style here in the shop with this much equipment in here. So I'll actually be glad when I get the stuff back into the green screen room. And I like doing the show from the green screen room. I enjoyed doing it. One thing that was nice within in that green screen room, it's actually, I built that addition and it was my mother's bedroom. It's a big bedroom. I think it's 14 by 20.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a big bedroom. 14 by 24, it's a big bedroom. So anyway, but there's a bathroom in there too. So, you know, I no longer, if I have to go to the potty, go outside. I can go to the bathroom.
You just need a beer fridge.
Went over the corner, yeah.
So yeah, but we're going to be cleaning that room out, and I'm going to put it back and get my camera equipment back set up and everything in there. So, but that'll be down the road. It won't happen tomorrow or the next day, but here in the next couple of weeks, we're going to try to get it done so I can get back in there. One thing that's nice about it is all this equipment, the way that I've designed it and everything is really portable. I mean, everything I have is on I use the heck out of um, office chair rollers, and everything in here is basically on office chair rollers. So this thing right here, this moves. The monitors are on them, so it won't be hard to get them out of here and get them back into that room. That's for sure. And the reason I do that is because I have to shove these things up in the corner to give me room to get in my shop. So, what in the world have you got?
I'm showing off this beautiful knife my buddy Eric made and sent it to me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
Y'all need to go watch his video.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So he's
all right,
Eric.
guys.
Eric,
We need to get out of here. I need to get in and see how my wife is doing. And I thank everybody once again for watching that's been out there. Mentioned y'all a couple of times. Eric Maker's out there, Jim Dockrell, James Parker, Aussie Man, Michelle
Driveway
Marquis.
Workshop.
Driveway Workshop.
Jimbo's here.
Who's that?
Frenzy Wicked Truth.
Oh,
She's out there. Yep, she's been out there. So thank you all for watching. I appreciate it once again. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you, Jim.
Thank
you, Paul.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris, and thank you, Al, and thank you very much, Ryan, for being back on again tonight. It was great.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jim.
Y'all hit me up anytime.
Awesome show. And go subscribe and also watch his videos. He's got some great videos, especially on this pool build that he's doing right now. You'll watch them, man. They're great. They're great videos. So
I got some tricks up my sleeve.
There's only one thing we got left to do, and that is if you're too darn busy to get out in your shop and make some sawdust, you're just too darn busy. Just give me sawdust, lots of sawdust all around me and everywhere. I like it flying all around my shop and even in my beard and hair. Good night, everybody. Thank you for watching, and God bless.
Night, everybody.
And remember, you don't
Love
have to
everybody.
go home.
Y'all have an awesome night. Thank y'all.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
You gotta
Nope.
get out of here.
You gotta get out of here. Get out of here.
Get
It's
out of
closing.
here.
Let's go. Exit sideway. Let's go.
Last call's been made 10 minutes ago.
I
See you
can't do
later.
it. I'm trying to push it away.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. See ya.